not struck by knowledge of self, figure any super scientific powers.
Think on this one. I'll show you how irrational this thing is. I'll show you how irrational the racist argument is. The EDL have got a branch or a group in Spain. Go figure. How can you have a branch of the EDL out in Spain? It's for those expats. They're not immigrants, they're expat. Those expat English who go out to Spain, they don't learn Spanish, they don't fit in with Spanish culture, they form a little community of English speakers. They have their Sun newspaper shipped in, and they talk about how Britain's being taken over by foreigners. From Spain? Are you guys serious? I mean, are you serious? It's called cognitive dissonance. You can't be fucking serious, man. As my man McEnroe said, knowing that today's the first day of Wimbledon. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this thing down and dusted. I see some of these far-right groups, and they march, and they use a flag, a white flag with a red cross on it. Cameraman, am I lying?
No.
You know, I'm not lying. Right. People say that flag represents England. That's what they say, right? The English flag, the flag of St. George. Yeah? That's what they march behind. These right-wing nationalists, borderline and hardcore racists. That's what they march behind. That's their flag. Guess where St. George came from? Have a guess. Did he come from Essex? No. Did he come from Yorkshire? No. Did he come from the sound of the Bow Bells? No. Did he even come from England? No. Britain? No. Europe? No. St. George came from Palestine, in the Middle East. So all those people that you're campaigning against, the man whose flag you hold up came from that same region. How does that work? So if St. George was alive today, you turn him back, but you take his flag. I'm telling these men don't make any sense. This makes no sense. However, because the education system of this country was so messed up under a man called Michael Gove, I believe he's one of the architects for the Brexit, his time as the education minister, ask any teacher how good Michael Gove was for British education. Ask them. Ask any teacher. Ask your head of year, say, sir, was Michael Gove good for British education? Because he was an absolute disaster, which is why they had to get rid of him. But because we don't understand the full history, we would hold up a flag of a man who comes from a part of the world that we don't even like. Send them back. Okay, sure. On top of that, I saw a photograph of the people from Britain First, Paul Golding and Jada, and they were marching with all their members, hardcore. These are hardcore, send all the foreigners back, control our borders. They were marching behind the cross. Said that they were Christians. I went to church yesterday, and I have to ask myself, do these people know anything about Christianity, really? I mean, it was interesting that in church yesterday, the preacher was talking about the Gospels of Jesus and what Jesus taught. And he spoke about the Good Samaritan and how you should help your neighbor and you should love your enemy. And I thought, wow. And you got these Britain First people marching behind the cross. Obviously, whatever version of Christianity they're reading from, that must be from some new version of the Bible that no one's even heard of yet. Because don't take Jesus' name and use it in vain. And what I want to know is, where are the other good Christians that are challenging them, saying, yo, not in our name? The same way they put the Muslim community to account for the actions of a very, very small minority of Muslims, we're the Christians holding these people to account, saying that you can't be marching behind a cross, preaching hatred, preaching intolerance. So anyway, A proper education would develop a well-rounded individual. Someone who's confident, who doesn't mind meeting people of difference. Yeah? And as Farage said, when the result was announced, he said it's a new dawn for an independent United Kingdom. That's what Nigel Farage said. Nigel Farage hasn't got a clue, because if he knew anything about it, it's a new sunset for the United Kingdom, because Scotland are going to break away. Ireland are going to join up. Northern Ireland will join up with Ireland. There'll be no more United Kingdom. And I don't think the people who went out and voted Brexit really wanted that. I really don't think so. I really don't think the people who voted Brexit want to see this, the turmoil on the stock exchange. 80 billion lost off of the pensions. They lost more money in, I think, the first day of Brexit than they paid into the EU in, I think, maybe 10 years or 15 years. Crazy, crazy. And what you have to understand is that those companies that are based in the UK right now, because Britain is part of the EU, will pull out and they'll go to mainland Europe. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Yo, Prophet, ignorance is tired of you following them around. We about to put an internet out right now. Animosity, fear, what's up? Get 'em, yeah.